Okay, hello people. Photoshop number 3. What I'm going to teach you is the pen tool. The pen tool is extremely useful. It can be used in a variety of ways. I use it a lot for coloring, but in the same respect it can be used for changing backgrounds, it can be used for giving someone an aura. It's just one of the best tools of Photoshop. So here we go. Grab your pen tool here, so you can see. If you hold over the pen tool, you have a bunch of other ones, but we don't mess with those because the one you want is just pen tool. Come up here and make sure that this option is clicked, the paths option, because if either of these two are clicked, you're going to have a little bit of trouble on your hands and it's not going to turn out correct. Okay, so we're going to start off with the hair. Now, what you're going to see here is an anchor point. When you click down on it, it will set down this little box. This little box can be moved if you hold Control and click on it, and you can move it around. Now, remember where you plop this, because this is going to be important to where it's going to be connected back, because once you're done going around the entire hair, this is where you're going to want to be. So you go up a little further and you click again. Instead of letting go, keep it held and move your mouse in a direction. In this instance, I'm moving my mouse up, and as you can see, it bends the line in that direction. Take the anchor that the mouse is currently holding, hold Alt, and you can move that anchor freely. Now, depending on which direction you move this anchor will depend on which way the next line will go. And I'm going to try and do this quickly, even though you shouldn't, but I'm gonna. Now what this does is gives you a definitive line. This is great for people who have multiple colors in their hair. This is great for people who like to use special effects per hair. Now, you see how I connected this here? You're going to have the little circle next to the pen icon. When you hold it, you click, drag, and complete. And that's the basics of it. Now, what I'm going to do is basically create one of my good friends' Arcavian, or at least try. This style's kind of hard to duplicate, but I'm going to try and do this quickly, because YouTube and time videos is kind of odd. Doesn't like them very much. Anything past 10 minutes and it bugs, so let's try and get this done quickly. And the really cool thing about the pen tool is that you can do this as many times as you want before you want to change anything, because as soon as it's anchored down and you've got this light gray line like this, you can work freely without disturbing your older work. Oops. Now, if this situation occurs where you're zoomed in and you've anchored it, but you can't it keeps zooming out, grab this anchor here by hitting Control and clicking on it, and you can drag it to any angle you want, but make sure you reset the old anchor, otherwise it's gonna fly around and it's not gonna be fun. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pause the video and come back in a moment when it is all done. So I'll see you in a moment. Okay, welcome back. I have completely encased the parts of the hair I want to transform. I have encased this large chunk here, this large chunk here, this one here, and this little piece down here. And what this is going to do is basically just alter the entire hair color. It's going to look real good because it's real accurate. Now what you want to do is, while everything is anchored down and placed in place, right click and click Make Selection. Have a 0 radius most of the time, it's most accurate, and get new selection and hit OK. As you can see, it looks as if you've selected everything, which is, like I said, it's the most accurate tool you can get. So what we're going to do now is add to the selection, and as you can see here, I kind of made an arc, and it looks sloppy, and it's not going to look good when it comes out. And another great thing about the pen tool is you can continue work without disturbing your old work. Add a new anchor point, come down here, let's even this out, go along the hairline, connect it, whoop, wrong one, connect it, right click, make selection, add to selection, click OK. There, it's much straighter, it's going to come out much better. Now, when you're coloring your hair, it's a good idea to use this little option here, colorize, because the color will always come out more definitive. And in Arcavian's character case, he's got a light purple hair, which I will set to that. And if you want to get the deselect, just click the elliptical tool, click once, done. As you can see, I have a super accurate recoloring of his hair. The tool has totally helped in coloring, and I know a lot of people who aren't so great with Photoshop will love this because then their images will turn out a ton better rather than using this guy here. This is a very sloppy tool, and I don't suggest using it to anybody. Now, let's assume that you don't like this result. Well, another good idea, we'll go back here hitting Control-Alt-Z, is to come over here with this and right-click. If you choose the elliptical tool, go over to the hair and right-click over what you've selected, hit Layer via Copy. And that has taken your selection to a new layer. You can recolor it. I'm going to use Avian's color again, light purple. But as you can see on the black, it is it kind of left an odd result. So what we're going to do is we're going to blend it right up here. This is the magic to my work. These blending options work so well with everything. And you're just going to go down the list and see what works the best. In this case, I'm looking for a light purple color that won't bleed into the black so bad. And Penlight seems to be doing it, but let's see if we can find anything else. Oh! See that? That's a nice result. For people who like doing this kind of stuff to their hair, it's a good one. Exclusion. Ah, there we go. Color. As you can see, I have the light purplish pinky tone. Sorry, Avian. But you know, it's what it's good for. So that is how you use the pen tool for coloring little simple objects. I'll continue in number 2.